Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
Well, all right.
Putting my tech skills to use again today with, are you still there?
I think I am.
Okay. Yeah, JT is working remote again today.
Oh, my microphone's working now.
Oh, okay. You want to just see yesterday's episode? We went through the whole echo situation. Now we can transition over if you want to try. This should be
I'm scared. I don't know, because right now there's no echo.
Okay, then let's keep it the way it is. Let sleeping dogs lie.
We'll work on this when we're not actually recording our show.
Right. That's a great idea. That's an awesome idea.
Okay, cool. So what's up?
Nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Thanks for listening to the Pat and JT podcast. We'll see you guys later. Nothing's going on.
That's fantastic. I do have a little follow-up to the episode yesterday.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about, of course, the Meghan and Harry interview with Oprah, and somebody brought up a really good point. And I mean, I think we were pretty sympathetic to their plight, because it was like, it's pretty serious stuff what she was talking about, both the racism and the mental health and all this other stuff going on. And then somebody took a step back out of the box, so to speak, and looked at the big picture.
Yeah.
And says, so Harry, who is a part of a multi-millionaire family, didn't seek treatment for his wife, who was pregnant and having suicidal thoughts. Yeah. Because at one point it was mentioned they weren't insured.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Because there was something about that she couldn't just walk into the hospital.
I did. Yeah. I assumed that was because it was a bad look. Like it wasn't an insured thing. Like it was just a bad, which I don't understand. They don't have royal doctors and nurses that can come to the castle or whatever.
Exactly. There isn't you would think there'd be a wing that's just, because the president has his own doctors.
Yeah.
You would think there'd just be a wing of people that are just standing by to serve.
Right.
Everything from go get my pony to I need an aspirin.
Especially when the queen and her husband, Prince, whatever, he's 114. I mean, he if he sneezes too loud, he's going to go to see Jesus. He's old. So you'd think they'd have somebody constantly around.
That's the part that when you step back and you go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. It's almost like still wanting to hang on to the difficulties of the common man, to make it more relatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just kind of
it's like in this country when you see politicians, stumping for certain causes, and you realize and you look back, like Mitt Romney's a good one. Like you hear him talking about certain things. You're like, dude, you've never experienced that. I get it. You're sympathetic, but don't fake and act like you went through that or you're going through that, because you're not. You have 14 houses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly right. So there was that. And then there was the other deal, the Pepe Le Pew thing, Speedy Gonzalez thing.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Figured that's going to be gone now. I honestly didn't even think about that.
That's got to come into the conversation sooner or later.
It hasn't yet, or it hasn't yet? Or are you starting this conversation?
I'm starting it. There's not much to say as far as I'm concerned. But Pepe Le Pew, they're claiming, encourages the rape culture.
Rape culture?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because he wouldn't take no for an answer. He was always after the cat, but the cat always won. He always looked like a fool.
And they realize this is a drawn skunk, right? Like this is that's
cartoon. But the thing is he never takes no for an answer. He's constantly trying to force himself upon her.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, but now wait, let's think about his audience. Who is Pepe talking to? About what age do you think?
Oh gosh. Well, it would have been Pat age 8, maybe, or 7.
Right. And at that point, all girls have cooties.
Right. Most of them still do.
So like most of the cartoons they're really brilliant. I mean, if you think about the Looney Tunes, and I know that there are some racist issues, that no doubt about it, but
Sure.
they have two messages. It's like there's two storylines going on. They're funny for the kids to watch, but adults can also enjoy them because they were basically Pepe Le Pew was based on the parody or the perception of what people believed were the Frenchmen.
Right. 100%.
That's why he's
Total. Right. Right.
and so it was a parody of the perception of Frenchmen.
Yes.
But children didn't realize that.
I have no idea.
He was just Pepe Le Pew, and
Right.
he had an accent.
And he was
Right?
goofy. Yeah. And he stunk. You know, it's like, come on.
And the little kitty cat always won. The kitten. She always got away from him. She always won. And then Speedy Gonzalez, they were trying to get rid of him too, because they're saying he's racist. And as come to find out, actually in Mexico, he's almost a national hero. Speedy Gonzalez is basically Mexico's Sonic. And
Mexico's Sonic.
And the same way his brother Slowpoke Rodriguez, they're both highly revered. And did you know, by the way, that I saw a thing on this that Fluffy, who I know you're familiar with.
Oh, yeah. Gabriel Iglesias.
Yes.
Yes.
Is the voice of Speedy
What?
in Space Jam too.
Oh, that's the most random fact ever. I had no idea.
Because he came forward in defense of Speedy.
Well, now he's gonna get canceled.
He said, and there was other people that said too that he came forward and said, no, wait a minute, I'm the voice of Speedy, and you can't try to cancel him and then cancel Fluffy too. You can't catch me, cancel culture. I'm the fastest mouse in all of Mexico.
That is hilarious. And that's funny. If people would just take that angle on this stuff, it's so frustrating. And it's every day when you see this new stuff, you're like, what are you? I get, like you said, there's obvious racism in things like this. 100%.
There are some things that are in there because of when it was made.
Right. And that's fine. We go back and put sleeves on a character in a cartoon, whatever. That's fine. But like, it's like you're sitting around just looking for something to pick apart. So I saw a meme over the weekend, and it was just a picture of Mr. Potato Head. And it said, you think your life is bad? Just think there are people out there that are worried about the gender of a plastic potato. It's like, it's so true. And Mr. Potato Head, that's the first toy that you could actually move stuff around. I mean, you know, it was the first transgender toy ever. So the poor Mr. Potato Head's getting axed. He's just Potato Head now, right?
It's just, I don't know if I think they might walk that back because there was some conversation about the company that makes it is Hasbro, and they may want to rethink their name. And so,
Are you serious? You have got to be kidding me.
They're going to take a stand. I don't think they're going to actually do it.
Good. Well, I would hope not. That is absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh.
I mean, we thought it was crazy when we were talking about manhole covers, right?
Yes. Right.
I really don't care that they're called manholes. I really don't care.
No, I don't. It doesn't affect it. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Affect me one bit. But I think there was there apparently in Space Jam 2, just so you know, and I haven't seen the whole story on this, but I think that there is, or some parts have been reworked, not to include Peppy. I don't think because they've got all kinds of Looney Tune characters in there.
Yeah.
Right. But I think apparently there might be some reworking done on that. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but it's crazy.
It's exhausting trying to keep up with it.
It is. It's to the point where I just keep scrolling. I don't even engage.
Yeah, I know. It's hard not to though, especially in your pool of people.
Me out.
Your pool of people, you're all about engaging with all this kind of stuff. So yeah.
Seriously, I mean, I never thought I'd be the one that I would ever get to the point. Let's just say that where I'd be like, I can't.
Yeah, it's just too much.
It's just crazy, and nobody's going after Ronald McDonald. I want the clown out of here.
Yeah, you'd be the first person in that parade to get Ronald out of here.
I'm driving the bus.
Right.
I am driving the bus.
Maybe McDonald's needs to hire Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah,
As
right.
yeah.
Then we can go to the Burger King too.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I'm all for it. So anyway, what's going on in your world?
Nothing really. Just we're trapping voles in the backyard, which is fun. And then Sophia got in trouble by her driving instructor for having a heavy foot yesterday. And I knew it wasn't going to end well. This is her final stages of driving, whatever, driver's ed. And so now with COVID, when Bennett went through it a couple years ago, all the kids went to one area. They got in line. They got in the car. They drove around a parking lot and tested out whatever. Now with COVID, it's one kid at a time with the instructor. They pick you up at your house. Sophia drives, and then they bring her back. So that's what happened yesterday. And the driver picked her up, and I wasn't home, but Beth videoed it. And I knew she was going to get in trouble because she tore out of the neighborhood. Like, she's in this little red, it's like a Taurus or whatever with the big signs on the side, driving student inside. And it looked like she was going 45 miles an hour out of our cul-de-sac. I'm like, oh, God, she is just going to hear it. And she did. She did.
That's honestly, then she's just a girl after my heart.
Yeah, I know. That's what Beth said, too.
I'm I'm driving to get where I'm going.
Uh-huh.
That's all. I don't want to be the person where everybody says, God, would you get out of my way?
Yeah, I know. So yeah, she gets she did pass this. She has to take her test this weekend. She did pass, but he said you have a heavy foot and you need to mind the speed limit a little bit. So she said she went 2 miles an hour over. I'm like, dude, in the real world, 2 miles is nothing. What the police officer say when they called into our show? If you're going 9, you're mine. So 9 over and you're going to get popped.
I think it was, remember, the police officers that were identified claimed you can't go over the speed limit at all, that they didn't give any leeway. But the ones who were anonymous, yeah, that's basically what they said. Yeah. I do remember that because it was like, listen, everybody knows who I am. I got to go by the rules.
Right. No, I totally get that. You're absolutely right. I remember that too. So she's good. She's good.
So after she passes the test on this Saturday, she's good to go?
No, she doesn't turn 16 until April 17th.
Oh, that's right.
And then she'll be good to go. And then the 6-month grace period where she can't have anybody in her vehicle with her, just one person, for 6 months, and then she's good to go.
Good enough.
So they don't want 16-year-olds just piling like we did back in the day, piling into somebody's car and just tearing off through the streets of Utah. They don't want that happening.
Oh my God. I remember a friend of mine had a little car, and I've probably talked about her before. It was a Maverick, and its name was Jeff. She called her car Jeff.
So awesome.
And there was like 5 or 6 of us in that car. And I remember going to Westroads from Ashland. And I just shudder to think now about that.
Oh, man.
Because I was 15 at the time, 14 or 15, and she was 16. Yeah, 16, maybe a little bit older, but still there was all ages in that car. And we were just crammed in that little Maverick.
Oh, I'm sure not going to speed limit, no seat belts. Oh, my gosh.
No, none of the above. Or all of the above, or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know how our parents did it and survived the sheer anxiety. Unless they don't, I guess there's nothing you can do to control it, so you just got to let it go. But I get so freaked out just when her friend Riley picks her up and they just go up to Oakview and back. It's like I'm sweating and nervous, anxiety.
You know what?
Check her location.
Think about it. That was just the norm. I mean, that was acceptable risk. That was not a big deal. The same way with not hearing from us all day.
Yeah.
Going out and taking off with your friends on a summer day and just being home by dinner or being home by dark. Mm-hmm. They had no idea where we were all day long.
Yeah, almost too much information breeds anxiety.
I think it does. Mm-hmm. I think it really does. I think there was just again, acceptable risk that people it just is what it is, and that's the way you had to deal with it. And because they grew up the same way. Yeah, their parents didn't know where they were, and there was no way to contact anybody. You couldn't get a hold of somebody until you got to a phone. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember the anxiety of when pagers first came out, and you'd get a page, and you were 15 minutes away from any phone, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, it's a 911! I got to call because my buddies need me." And there was no phone, and you didn't have any quarters to go to the payphone. So yeah, you were freaked out.
Yes, mm-hmm. I mean, talk about talking a different language right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, there was no alternative, so it wasn't a bad thing. That's crazy though. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Because now looking at what we what we expect and understanding how other people, it's the other people on the road. It's not her that you're worried about. You're just worried about other people and her not seeing the danger coming.
And I know we have to go because we have a meeting in a few minutes, but I have a quick little story here. Yes, it was last week, Thursday or Friday. Anyway, I was driving home from work and I was on 144th and there is that whatever elementary school right there on 144th and Q. And if you go at the wrong time, you're locked in traffic. So, and it wasn't that time. So it was weird to have traffic stopped there. So I'm driving, I'm in the left lane and I notice that a car zips right behind me, like cuts off the car behind them and cuts right in behind me. And I noticed that. And as I look in my rearview mirror and I look forward, I see the traffic in front of me is stopping. So I slow down, come to a stop. The guy behind me came to a stop, but the person behind him that he just cut off smoked him in the back, in the trunk. And that his stuff from his back seat flew to the front. His hair was all messed up. And I thought, if he hadn't cut the guy off to get behind me, I would have gotten smoked. Just plowed. And they got out and nobody was hurt, but the guy's car was trashed that hit him. Wow. So it was like, that was quick little dodged a bullet on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to wonder who the guy behind you pissed off that forced him to cut off the other guy and get in between you.
Yep, but whatever. Thank you. Thanks, jerk.
Somebody above was watching and going, "Oh, this would be a good lesson for him. Let's let you cut. Go ahead, go cut that car off."
Yep. Anytime stuff like that happens, I thanks, Grandpa.
There you go. Perfect. On that note, that's the name of the episode.
Thanks, Grandpa. All right, you guys text us 402-403-9478 or It's Pat and JT on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or email hey@patandjt.com.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.